We're here today with musician Steve Postell. We're talking about his new album, Walking Through These Blues. Steve, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Well, you've got a new album out here, Walking Through These Blues. Can you tell the listeners a bit about the new album?
It's my fifth solo album or something. It's on Quarto Valley Records. This one took a long time to finish because we got interrupted with COVID. We got interrupted in a good way with my other band, Immediate Family, had a record come out, which I didn't want to compete with. So the good news is I had a long time to finish it, to get guests on it. So David Crosby's on it before he sadly passed away, and just a lot of great artists like Becca Bramlett and others. And so it's yours in the tradition that I've always sort of fallen into, which is the singer-songwriter from Little Feat to Jackson Browne, James Taylor, all of that. I'm sort of in that, I'd say, in that genre. And I'm real proud of it. A lot of great performances by my friends, my talented friends.
Excellent. Was this the first solo album since Time's Still Knocking? Had it been that long?
Yep.
So you were working kind of off and on this since then, or did something?
I'm always writing, and again, a lot of the work that I did from Time Still Knocking went into Immediate Family. So I was writing songs, which is a slightly different kind of song. For those who don't know, that's a band with myself and Waddy Wachtel, Danny Korchmar, Leland Sklar, and Russ Kunkel. It's definitely more of a rock and roll band. So the writing style is a little different. So that's for the last 6 years or so, that's 7 years, been a lot of my focus. But along the way, I keep always writing, and I write until I have a batch of songs that would make up a record, and that's what happened here.
And you mentioned David Crosby on the album. I know you played with him and his band as well. That's great you were able to get him to record for this one.
He owed me one. No, he was very generous to, and it wasn't just, I got David Crosby has to be on my record. It was very specific. Like, I wrote a tune, and as I was producing it, I heard his voice. Like, there's one guy I can hear singing the right part on this song, and it was David, and to my great pleasure, he said yes.
Well, besides David, I know you've got quite the lineup of other people on the album. Can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, you got quite the Rolodex here for this new one.
Well, I do have a Rolodex just in general, and it comes from a few things. One is you get old enough in this business, if you're still in it, you know a lot of people. But also, we often talk about how, whereas in other professions, let's say acting, if there's one role in a movie, not that the other actors going for that role are your enemies, but you're in direct competition with them for this one role. In my case, in music, it's totally collaborative. I mean, when you do a record or a session, or if you can't do a show, you need someone to do it for you, or a session. So you end up over the years with these amazing relationships and sort of partners in crime, collaborators. So I've been very fortunate. I've been doing it a long time, and so the people that I consider my friends and my musical sort of posse are some of the best players in the world. So it's, and we do like to work with each other. So I was able to, and I had time because I took so much time with this record. If someone was on the road or not available, if let's say, when can you do it? Oh, I'm free in 2 months. Great, let's do it then. So I really got some amazing performances. Alfonso Johnson, the brilliant bass player, all the guys in the Immediate Family are on it, and Becca Bramlett. I wrote a song with Glenn Phillips from Toad the Wet Sprocket, and he came in and we recorded that, and Tony Furtado and Greg Leese from Jackson Browne's band, and yeah, every song, as I started to record it, I would sort of imagine who would sound the best on this song of all these amazing people I know. And fortunately, especially because I had time, they pretty much all ended up on the record.
Again, we're here with Steve Postell, and We're talking about his new album, Walking Through These Blues. I know you're on tour now through the rest of the month and into May here. How have the shows been going so far?
It's been great. We've only done 2 shows. We did a week of rehearsal and 2 shows, and then we go back out next week. This is the Our House Project, which is the music of CSNY, which was born out of a band that David put together with me and his son James Raymond, and sort of morphed into this project. And the 2 shows were it's an incredible songbook. I mean, there's almost nothing like it. A band that had 4 genius singer-songwriters in one band. So we get to be very choosy and pick these out of this phenomenal songbook, and so for me it's just a thrill to play these songs, and having learned a lot of them and played them with David and learned them from him, it feels like we're honoring, and same with Jeff Pivar, who played with them for 28 years, I think, that we're really, as best we can, honoring these guys who we knew and who made some of the greatest music and iconic music in American song literature.
Definitely. Well, will you be adding any more dates, do you think, maybe later this year? Or?
Oh, yeah. No, we're already talking to some people in Europe, and I don't see any reason to stop, really. The audiences are really enjoying it. We enjoy it. It feels like a great way particularly for me and Jeff, to honor David, who was so important in my life and in Jeff's life, and to carry on what he taught us, what he taught me, his guitar parts. And so I don't really see any reason not to do it at this point. There seems to be the desire to hear it, and it's what we do. So I think we'll keep hitting the road.
Excellent. Well, Steve, you've done so much in your career. How do you keep everything straight, when you're writing for Walking Through These Blues versus maybe writing for Broadway or films or, TV jingles? I mean, do you have a different approach that you take for each world here?
There's 2 answers. One is, of course, definitely. I'm very good at compartmentalizing and structuring my brain to know, now I'm an engineer. Today I'm an engineer. Today I'm a producer. Today I'm the guitar player. My goal in anything I endeavor musically is simply to be in service of whatever music is happening that day. Like, what is it that I can bring to the table today that will make this music better or come to life? So I do wear a lot of different hats, but I don't find it too challenging in terms of that, because the ultimate goal is the same. The ultimate reason for being there is the same, which is, here's some different kind of music. When I wrote a few years ago, I wrote the score to a ballet, and that's a whole different thing. And the goal there was, I talked to the choreographer. It's like they had to be in groups of 8 beats, and they had 4 different, they have different movements. One's just a pas de deux with 2 dancers, and so that's a new challenge. And so I focused my imagination on what that's going to be, and then that's my role. During that, I'm a composer of a piece of music for a ballet.
So I'm sure with all the people you've played with over the years, and then all the different kind of facets that you write for, all that eventually kind of just gets mixed up into your own approach. I mean, you can definitely hear all those different influences in your playing.
Yeah, I really feel. I think when I was younger, I wasn't as convinced of this as I am now. But to me, in the end, because I do a lot of different things, I've realized they're all in the service of music. So if I'm just engineering something and I'm dealing with technology, I'm here in my studio, so that I'm still trying to make something sound good, and that day I'm an engineer. And if I'm a arranger, it's always about that. In the end, and I use different skill sets for different things. I happen to be someone who has devoted my life to having time to do all this. I don't have bunch of hobbies. I don't have pets. I don't have kids even. I have time to, and I've really I'm a very curious person. Like, I want to know how things work. So it's always fun for me to learn new technology in the studio. And hey, there's a new plugin that does this. There's a new sound that, I enjoy the process of the tools of the trade and learning them as much as I can. There's always way more to learn, but
sure. Well, Steve, again, Walking Through These Blues is just out, and you mentioned the immediate family. Is there anything else maybe that you're working on, or something else we should be watching out for?
Well, I guess the main 3 projects are right now. I'm producing records for people all the time, and those will come out, and they'll do their own whatever promotion. But the immediate family has a record that we finished recording. It's a record of the hits. The last records we've made were new songs that we wrote. This is our versions of Lawyers, Guns, and Money, and Werewolves in London, and Somebody's Baby, and New York Minute, and Dirty Laundry, and all this. The 12 songs that these guys wrote, produced, and were involved in for some iconic artists like James Taylor and Jackson Browne and Warren Zevon and so on. So we finished recording that. When I get back off the tour, we'll get to work on mixing that record. So I'm excited about that. And then the Our House thing will continue. And I'm looking forward to putting some real energy behind my new record and going out and in different formations and playing it around, not just here, other countries. So those are I'd say right now, the three of the main things I'm doing. And then always other stuff comes up. There's a record that I started with John Densmore of the Doors. We got to get back to that at some point. So I've always got a laundry list of things to do.
Wonderful. Steve, again, it's been great speaking with you and Walking Through These Blues. I definitely enjoy that, and hopefully we can speak again sometime. Thank you so much.
Maybe I'll see you on the tour. Take it easy.
And again, that was musician Steve Postell, and his new album, Walking Through These Blues, is available now.